Now, Nigeria's 1999 constitution guarantees freedom of expression, but journalists in that country continue to face enormous challenges in their line of duty. Some have lost their lives in the hands of Boko Haram militants, while others find themselves on the wrong footing with the government as they cover political scandals and corruption. And joining me here in the studio to talk about press freedom in Nigeria is Oreoluwa Shonibare of Channels Television in Lagos. Oreoluwa, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Now, from your own perspective and from what you know from the ground, especially when you're covering political scandals and stories that link government officials to corruption, how difficult is this for journalists to do their work right?
Well, it is a good thing that President Buhari, when he came into power, he said he was going to fight corruption, to the end, and that gave the world of journalists, a breathing space, breath of fresh air, because it was really tight before, and that move made everyone realize that with the president beaming his searchlight on corruption, he will give a lot of space. So yes, there's some times that you find it is a very difficult thing, because a lot of people want to do things they don't want people to know, but it's our job as journalists to ensure that people know these things. And the president's support of fighting corruption makes it a lot easier.
But have you seen any changes? Let's say a journalist wants to do a political story that needs government sources. How easy is this journalist going to get it to pass through to be able to get some of the reports he needs to get to?
Well, it is not an easy process, because there's always red tape. Nigeria has a lot of red tape, and I'm sure a lot of countries as well have that red tape. But as a journalist, you have to forge on and you must get that story right. You must forge ahead.
Now, what does it take to cover areas that are kind of controlled by the Boko Haram militants?
The two words they tell you when you're in the line of, as a journalist, they tell you, be careful. Be careful of your sources. And always, once you're careful, you always have to also follow the lines of protocol. Once you get a lead, you call your superiors. I have so information. And your superior will advise you as best as they can to go ahead. But then again, there's always what you call sixth sense. You can't trust everybody, but you must trust everybody. It's a fine line of balance, and understanding that in following a lead, you must be very careful, because, sadly, Channels 5 years ago in 2012, we lost a colleague to, it was shot in Kano State by insurgents, and that made us realize that we need to be extra careful, in what we're doing as journalists, But you can't say you're not going to trust anybody. You must follow your leads. You must follow the best of your ability. Trust your instincts, and share your information with the people who have sent you there, so that they will know your everything.
Is there any kind of protection for journalists, especially when you're going to cover areas that have, Boko Haram informers and maybe Boko Haram militants themselves?
Yes. Well, the security agents, you let them know what you're doing. Always connect with the security agents that, oh, I'm going to this place. They will tell you the security issues around there, and if you need escorts, if there's need for escorts, they will let some follow you. But you must always let people know what you're doing. Do not go to, if you're in a very volatile place, let people know what you're doing, so everybody is connected to you.
Now, finally, what's your take on the channel's affiliation with the Voice of America? Given that you've been here with us for a few months, what are you going to take back home? Wow,
I'm taking a basket load of experience back home. Maybe a busload, more like it, because I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of people who have shared with me their experiences on the job, and I've learned to be more professional, to be more open, and to actually be more. There's this word they call "do not be biased." There's a way you must have a way you tell your story, and the VOA Channels partnership is going to break records, I promise.
Thank you very much, Oreoluwa. Thank you for joining us today.
Great.
Oreoluwa Shonibare is a reporter with Channels Television in Nigeria.